2, 3, funky.
What's up, guys, and welcome to Isaac and Stuff. Today I'm going to be answering, or we're going to be answering some questions, Q&A about somebody who's dating a trans person, aka my girlfriend Haley. So we have a couple questions, and yeah, let's get started. Are you ready, babe?
Yes, ready.
Next question is, this one's easy. Who said I love you first? What?
You said it with your eyes. And I just responded.
And
it was me.
she said it first. I said it second. Where was your first date?
Our first real date, like real non-friend hanging out date, I would say it was that day at the waterfront. So when you first came.
McMinimans?
Are you talking about when I first picked you up from the airport? That wasn't a date. That was like, hey, let's get something to eat. I mean, like, the first time he was like, I'm taking you on a date, I'm dressing up, he put on this cute little polo and everything, and we went down to the waterfront, walked around,
Was that when we ate pho?
Baby, no, the waterfront. Clearly our first date was so memorable. Remember, and it was there's a lot of firsts that night.
Oh, yeah, I do remember.
That was our first real date. Like,
that was our
date.
first real date, the waterfront.
Yeah, he's just repeating what I said.
Okay, next question. I'm gonna get yelled at after this. When you met, did she know you were trans? Well, when we met, I didn't even know I wasn't completely sure I was trans. I was almost to that point of like coming out to myself. And then I remember we were having a conversation, and I was like, babe, do you think I'm trans? And she was like, I don't want to answer that question because I don't want my answer to, like, have any effect on, like, how you feel. I think that's something that, like, you need to figure out for yourself. And then some time went by, and I finally came out, and I was like, babe, I'm trans, I want to start my transition. And then later she was just like, yeah, you were totally trans.
But the interesting thing is before him I had no experience with trans people. I didn't have any trans friends. I'd never been with or had anybody that had gone through a transition. So I just had this feeling for a long time that there's just this very masculine, like, even though Izzy was before a female, it was hard for me to even see him that way. And not just, I'm sorry, I'm like going off again.
Okay.
It was hard for me to see him that way as a female. And so I saw him as very androgynous to begin with, and just would have these feelings like almost have to remind myself that you are a female. Yeah. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, I've met trans people and you're totally trans. It was more like there's something deeper here. And
so basically, she didn't know because I didn't tell her, but like she knew, like she speculated that I was.
There's just a lot of intuition there.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is, how did she handle your transition? She was
gracefully.
Great. You did great.
Supportively. He is who he is, and he needs to be who he is, and I love the human, I love the person, I love the heart and the soul, and so whatever he needs to do to feel like he is the best version of himself, I'm here for it.
Yeah, she's been super supportive. She was there at the appointment for my first T-shot. She gives me all my T-shots because I can't stick myself with the needle anymore. I get so scared.
It's so
I don't
funny
know
to
why.
watch.
And she was there for my top surgery. She was there every second of it, and took care of me after. So I couldn't have asked for anybody better to be there with me. Okay. What is the best thing about your relationship, and what's the most difficult?
The best thing about this relationship is I have this best friend. Like, it's literally my best friend. Like, I laugh so much with this person. We've cried, we watched, whatever. Like, whatever you think of as the best friend you've ever had in your life, like, this is that person. What about you?
Same. I'm kidding. She's my best friend. The best part of this relationship is how much we laugh. It probably makes up like 90% of the relationship is laughing.
Yeah.
And I trust this person with like anything. She knows things about me that like nobody knows.
Yeah.
And the best and worst part of this relationship is that we both struggle with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great because we can both relate to each other and we can help each other when we're going through depression or anxiety. We talk it out. But the downside of that is also like sometimes with mental health, it's just a very difficult, bumpy road to like deal with. So sometimes we clash when it comes to that. But in any relationship, there's gonna be issues, especially when mental health is a variable.
Kind of the silver lining about that too is even during those like clashing times, when we come out of that, we're both able to have like these amazing conversations about what we were going through at that time and be like, oh yeah, I totally know, like no wonder we were acting like that. But also when something is like if I find something that's working for me and that I'm like is helping me heal and helping me get better, it's like that's something that he can use. And when he's going through that, I can be like, okay, I see that working for someone else like firsthand, so I can try that also. And so it's just really supportive of each other in that way, even though it can be very hard.
Next question. Do her parents know you're trans? Yes.
There's no way around it.
Yeah, they know. And her mom's actually really supportive, and her family's done a really good job. Even though it's like a completely new thing for them, they've done a really good job of using the correct pronouns.
There is some misgendering that happens.
There is some misgendering, but they do their best.
Yeah.
And they're just very supportive. I get along with her parents really well.
Yeah.
So. Next question. What are your 3 favorite traits about each other?
You go first.
I can't think of it.
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say I love his sense of humor, but not anymore.
No. I love this beautiful human because she's so cute.
That's not a trait.
Beauty isn't a trait.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I love how funny she is. She's really funny. She doesn't think she's funny, but she's really funny. And I love how she's just down. She's always down to like do anything, whatever it is. I come up with some like interesting ideas and adventures, and sometimes they're really dumb, and sometimes they're like really random. But she's always down for the adventure.
Dumb as in going on a hike and finding sticks and pretending like fully on pretending like we're in the Lord of the Rings and finding magical flowers and stuff. Dumb like that, but it's super fun. My 3 favorite things about you, I love how affectionate you are. Like this is the thing, is like usually there's someone in the relationship that's a lot more cuddly and affectionate. Like it never gets old. Well, sometimes we're like, ugh, enough, I'm working, but I still have 3 years later, love just snuggling up with this person and getting kisses. I love his laugh. Your laugh when something is really funny. It's the funniest thing ever. I'm going to try and catch it on film at some point. It's the hilarious thing. And you are 100% the most I will take care of you if you need it person. And I don't need a lot of taking care of. Like, I'm used to like doing things on my own, taking care of myself, being sick and taking like getting ready for or doing work, like all of those things. I can do it all myself. That's almost a flaw of mine, that I will just do it by myself. But if at any point I'm like, I need to be taken care of right now, he's like, what do you need? I'm gonna make you some tea, go crawl in bed, I got the kids, I'll feed the dogs. Like, do you want me to do your work for you? I'll do your work. Like 100% the most.
Cause my baby.
Yes, and I can be babied.
Okay, next question. We're getting to the end here.
Sorry, I ranted again.
You're okay. How long have you guys been together? Almost 3 years.
It'll be 3 years in May, and it has gone by very fast. And we have lived a lifetime in those 3 years.
2 lifetimes.
Yeah, yeah.
But it feels like we've been together much longer than that, because when we first started dating, it felt like we knew each other for a lifetime.
Yeah, we clicked really fast.
When did you know you had feelings for each other?
So
basically right away.
No, he used to tease me about like, oh, you catching feelings? I was like, no, but obviously you are, because you keep bringing it up. He's like, I don't catch feelings. Like, this went on for a while. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, such a player. It was all a facade. It was all a facade. We stayed up all night talking quite a few times just because we just had so much fun. But one of the nights we were laying together and he was talking about his hopes and dreams, and I was listening and I was just like, this is more than like, I love this person as a friend. Like, this is, I just immediately like shifted into like having to accept that I looked at this person much differently than I thought I did.
But it was pretty quick though.
Yeah.
It was a quick, I don't know, when you know, you kind of know.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think this is the last question. Yep, okay, last question. Did you tell your friends he was trans, and were all your friends supportive of you dating a trans guy?
As it happened, I mean, we kept it pretty private, not because we didn't want people to know, but we just kept it pretty private because it was something that he was going through and that we were going through, and there's just a lot of unknowns. But yeah, so once that happened, and he was okay with people knowing about it, it started with the people I worked with, because I was always with them. And when they would say, oh, is he, is she? And I was like, actually, it's he now. He's transitioning. And there were some people that kind of were like, oh, not that they were uncomfortable, but just that it was a surprise. But there was nobody that made it weird or awkward or uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, and it's also not this thing that, like, on social media, I'm very open about my transition, but in my life, I'm pretty stealth. Like,
we don't feel the need to announce
a lot of stuff. She doesn't introduce me to people like, hi, this is Isaac, my boyfriend, and by the way, he's trans.
So make sure you say he, like, it's just very normal. Like,
yeah, it's just, I'm Isaac, nice to meet you. It's just, in the beginning of my transition, that was a little bit more difficult to, like, do, because I was almost uncomfortable with it. I just, like, because you get misgendered so much because you're still early on in your transition and the changes don't happen, you kind of still look the same. But now, almost 2 years in, almost 2 years into my transition.
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't have that issue.
Yeah.
And yeah. So thank you for tuning into Isaac and Stuff. If you
Isaac and Haley.
Isaac and Haley. If you like this video, please smash that
like button. Oh my god.
Don't forget to subscribe and throw some comments down for me. And we'll catch you guys next time. Later.